Hi, Robin with Oxy-Dry. It's a nice day right now. Probably rain later. We've had so much rain lately. But anyway, this house I'm at here is in a very nice area. This area is around, most of these houses are around 10 years or so ago, old or so. And, oh, shoot. Oh, I almost forgot. Oh, this is an automatic door locking thing. Good thing I didn't close it. Anyway, yeah, because it would have been locked out. Anyway, this is this little, what looks like a little hill, actually on a little mountain, and up near the top, and just a little bit over that crest, there's actually another area that goes up a little bit higher, I think. And on the other side of that hill, a little mountain, was where we used to live, where we had our new house, and we used to come up there sometimes with our little dogs we had before. And it was about 10 years ago, or so. And we used to come up here and hike up here, and it was really nice. But you know, it's built up since, and you know, more houses, and down there is the valley, Okanagan Valley. But anyway, let's go and take a look over this way. Gotta watch out for these things. Can really ruin your day. Anyway, this is a move out. And this side of the view is quite different because we're in a little valley, and there's the airport over there. And our house is actually, we couldn't quite see where it would be, but it was just a little bit over to the left. This house is in the way. Otherwise, we'll be able to kind of see where it is, but we're just over there. Kind of, we're not underneath the flight path, but we're off to one side of it a little bit. But that's the Kelowna Airport, and then there's Wood Lake. You can see another lake up there. That's Wood Lake. Okanagan Lake is actually, where am I here? Over on the other side of that mountain. There's a ridge there, and then the lake. You can't see it from here though. But anyway, and over here, of course, we have development up the side of the mountain, and orchards, etc. And then this is right over here. This is what's called Black Mountain. So we actually lived in, this is the Black Mountain area, and this is where we live, just a little bit over from here. It's over to my, over that way, actually. But all these houses, when I was living here, none of these houses were here. They were just starting to get built when we moved away. So this is the vista we have around here. So pretty cool. This is one of the things I like about the Okanagan is we have areas where it's so radically different. You got this, you know, almost scrub land and etc., which they're turning into all these orchards. These orchards are pretty new here, but they didn't have to clear any trees away because it was all just grasslands like this, and then the mountains over here, and then it's just forest up there. In my other video where I was driving back, which I assume I'll be putting up before this one, I was just up on the other side of this mountain, up on another mountain, which was the pass over to an area called Joe Rich, and then Big White is up there. So anyway, this is the things I get to see. That's why I like it here. I'm appreciating it all the more now. I don't know, as I get older, I'm beginning to realize this is a really nice place. So, but we got some carpets to clean. So carpets around 10 years old, and really grubby right here. Yeah, quite a traffic lane, eh? Really worn down. And well, I was outside and I forgot to put my booties on, so I'll put them on again. Oh, that's interesting. That light is on. I never turned that on. Oh, that's a skylight. No, it's not a skylight. There, okay. Yeah. So, and funny thing is, I was thinking about it when I was doing the vacuuming. I've got a whole downstairs to do. We'll get to that in a sec. But I was thinking, when I was doing it, I was thinking, yeah, this lady that let me in, and it's her house and everything. I was thinking, yeah, she's probably about 30 years old or so. And then it dawned on me, we've been operating for 30 years. That's a weird thought. I mean, as far as I know, her whole life, growing up here in the Okanagan, she did see the Oxy-Dry van running around, and now here she is at about 30 years old. She gets Oxy-Dry. Oh yeah, they've been around forever. It's a kind of weird thought. I've got, and very, very likely I could have cleaned for her mother and even her grandmother, for crying out loud. Oh boy, I've been at this a long time. Anyway, let's go. Now I decided to, obviously, as you can see, I'm using a hog's hair on here because it's really packed down here. So I thought we're gonna go over this really bad packed down area with the hog's hair. I think it needs this additional scrubbing on this carpet. We got some really weird looking discolorations over here. I did treat these with Suspend with ClO2 in, so ooh, look at that. Interesting. It just came off. Huh. Wow. I like it when that happens. Well, we'll like that when that happens, eh? Okay, we'll go over here. I'm just going to be going over the traffic areas with this. And the customer, she's actually has another house, and she's renting this one out. She's going to hang on to it for a while. So she's got two houses. So I guess that the rent on this house is over $3,000 a month, which is pretty typical for a house like this. It's a nice area, and that's what we're getting for a house, to rent a house here on the Okanagan. Could be even more, I don't know, I didn't ask her. Okay, I'm just gonna go over this a little bit more. I did spray a mist of Suspend on here. And there were some spots here, but looks like they're coming out pretty easily. Okay, now we're going to do a switch. And I decided I'm going to use a Astro drift on here as my extraction step pad. And then I'll run over the rest of the carpet with it as well. Okay. So the house that we owned here, which was, well, let's see. Well, these are duplexes, so that doesn't, I was going to say it looks like kind of like one of these, but no, these are all duplexes right here. Anyway, it was, you know, this kind of style. Anyway, and we paid, I think it was around $240, I think, something like that. We paid for that house. We just got our tax assessment on the house we're in now, and its assessed value is over $800,000. I can't remember exactly what it was, but you know, quite a bit over 800,000 assessed value. So that's crazy. And that's actually would be below an average price for a house in Kelowna. Yeah, that's just crazy. I mean, it's nice to have. I guess it's nice to have that kind of equity, because we're, you know, within sight of paying it off, I guess, if we work at it in the next couple of years. But you know, it doesn't really help you much, really, because you got to live somewhere anyway. But anyway, yeah, that's crazy. And how do people get into a house nowadays? If our house, which is, you know, it's a decent house and all, it's not a very fancy house. That's just crazy. I mean, there's no way in the world we would be able to take on a house at this point if we were having to start off right now. There's no way. It's just out of the question. But then, you know, to rent a decent house like this, you have to pay $3,000 or more a month. I don't know. It's not a good situation for anybody. So I will definitely be needing to post-groom this with the vacuum, which is what I expected. So that's not a problem. Obviously the bed's been sitting right here the whole time, so it's very clean right here. Okay, well, the worker saws back down the traffic lane, and that's go at 300 RPM. You can really see the distortion and the damage to the pile of this carpet here. It really is quite deteriorated in the traffic lane. Okay. Guess we're done with that. Let's have a look and see what the pad looks like. Oh, that's interesting. That's a little bit grubbier than I thought it would get. You see, it is picking up. Interesting. Yeah, it's looking good here too. Okay, let's go over here. We'll do this area. Area rug, I guess. It's there was a plastic thing sitting on there when I got here, and I pulled it off. So that's I assume it's never been walked on there, and I guess this is 10 years old as well. So anyway, let's see what we can do here. So I'm getting lots of overspray here, so I do have the flat mop there with me, as you can see. Looks like the stains are coming out quite easily. Yeah, I can't remember that. I was just thinking, I don't remember if I mentioned the name of the hill that's in front of me here, where we lived on the other side. It's called Mine Hill. Did I say that? I don't remember. We lived there for, let's see, 7 or 8 years. And then we did a dumb thing and moved to Manitoba. Had the business up for sale, almost sold it, didn't quite sell it. In the end, we decided, okay, we're going to make this move, and it was actually mostly my idea because Linda's family's all there, and in the end, it was actually not a good idea by any means. But anyway, we were able to come back basically a few months later. Well, I came back, and then a few months later, Linda came back, and it was a very expensive and unfortunate episode. But nevertheless, we survived it, and there you go. Seemed to make sense at the time. I was thinking about my wife with all her families back there, basically. So that was the plan, anyway. But it just didn't quite turn out as we'd hoped it would. But nevertheless, we were able to come back here and pick up the pieces with the business immediately. In fact, amazing, the day I came back by myself, because we had a house there, she had to stay in that house while we sold it, and literally the first day I went out to rattle the bushes, as it were, I booked a $10,000 commercial job. So I was like, okay, this is where I need to be. Yeah, and of course the business phone was still actually operating. We were able to retrieve the phone number, which we'd actually given up. And yeah, everything worked out in the end. But yeah, what can you say? That was a mistake. It was an expensive one, but we survived. And yeah, I had to be apart from Linda for 4 months, and I don't know, 2 months in or something like that, she suddenly got very, very sick. Ended up at the hospital. Called me up at 12 o'clock one night. I've told this story before. Saying she was in... she just said, "Can you come?" And the way she spoke, I knew there was it was awful. And next morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, I was on a flight to Winnipeg. But anyway, we survived. We came through it all, and we're okay. So this is actually cleaning really well, isn't it? And you know, look at that. The Astro pad is working great. This is the first time I've done it with a hog's hair, you know, pre-scrubbing with a hog's hair. But yeah, this is, and look, you can just barely see the difference over here now. Interesting, huh? That's actually pretty impressive, I think. Okay. So I'm going to head back down that way one more time, just to be safe. I think it's looking really good. Looks like the stains have all come out. And it's certainly lifting the pile nicely between the fibre pad and the hog's hair. With the AstroTurf, it's really lifting up this pile nicely. Okay, let's have a look at the pad. This carpet is looking great. It really is. The pad is definitely picking up well, so okay, I head downstairs with this. I'm going to wipe around the mat here and continue on. So I'll do the downstairs as a separate video, and so we'll let you go. Thank you for watching and have a good day.